Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And we're going to do something a little bit different here today on the channel. This is a general reading to help you make a decision or to help you see if an idea that you've had is one that will help you go in the right direction. I'm going to be doing this reading for myself for something that has come up in my life, but I'm going to invite you to participate in this reading with me by pulling your own cards and following the spread. So all you need to participate in this reading is a card deck or an oracle card deck. It can be a regular card deck if you have one. If you don't have a tarot deck, you can use a regular card deck and look online to see how to translate the cards into tarot. You can use a traditional tarot deck. You can use like a kind of a spin-off tarot deck like the Wild Unknown Tarot. I know a lot of you guys have this deck, or the Wildwood Tarot. Or you can even use an oracle card deck, okay? So we're going to be going through this reading. You might also want to have the guidebook with you if you still don't really know what the cards mean. If you know tarot really well and you know what your cards mean and you know your deck well, it's going to be no big deal. You'll be able to read your personal messages along with mine. But if you're still trying to figure out what the tarot means and what your card means, use your guidebook. Maybe even get like a notebook with a pencil to jot down notes. You can even pause the video if you feel like you need some time to really think about the card you've drawn or to digest your message. I also recommend the website biddytarot.com. I also recommend trulyteachmetarot.com, or simply just Googling what your card means. I'm just gonna say it real quick, but this is not a space to get a free reading in the comments from any of the other subscribers or from me. So if you try to write below, what does this card mean, or what does my spread mean, or here's like what I got, what does it mean, this is not a free reading. This is where you're going to actually help interpret your own cards. With that said, if you would like to share the messages that you got, if you would like to discuss the readings that you got below, go for it. And if you would like to do another reading like this where we draw cards together and we follow a spread, then let me know, because this is the first time I'm trying it and I want to see if this is something you guys are interested in. I thought it would be really fun. So I'm really excited. Grab your deck, grab your card, pull up some windows to help you translate the cards if you need to. Get a notebook, be ready to tap into your intuition, and we're going to get this spread going. I'll see you in a minute. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your deck and you're going to draw 10 cards. So for me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's okay if more than one card comes out from your deck for each number. That happens naturally sometimes. And for me, for extra clarification, I decided to also pull cards from my angel deck. So if you want to use a couple of different decks, that's totally fine. This is your spread. You can pull whatever you want. You can pull one card for each one, or you can pull two. You can use a couple of different decks if you want. Everyone has different styles of reading. However, sometimes using too many decks or pulling too many cards can make the answer a little bit muddy, okay? You guys know I love pulling lots of cards for each question. That's my style, but maybe your style is different. Before you pull your cards, take a deep breath, relax, maybe hold a protective crystal like quartz or a crystal that helps with divination, and imagine a shield of love and light surrounding you to protect you. Set positive intentions that this reading will be for the greater good of yourself and your life and anyone involved in this situation. Ground your energy. You can imagine roots coming out of your feet, going deep into the earth, or even imagine a beam of white healing light going through your crown chakra, clearing out all your chakras. Take deep breaths and set your intention. This spread is going to be to help you make a decision, or perhaps to help you decide if you should move forward with an idea that you've had. So that is what the spread is about. So hold in mind the decision you're trying to make, or the idea you've had, or the situation you would like clarity on, and then you can draw your cards. So feel free to pause the video so that you can draw your 10 placements here, and then we'll get started. So once you have pulled your 10 cards and your 10 placements for the spread, we're ready to get started. Remember to have a notebook by you. Feel free to Google the answers if you don't know what the cards mean, or to use the book that came along with your deck if you have one. And at any time you can pause to write down notes or to think about your cards. I'm going to move through this a little fast, but you can pause this as much as you need. So the first card placement is going to be your current energy, okay? I've asked the question, here's what's going on with this spread for me. I have been in this country for like 6 months now, and I'm really getting this itch to leave, and I've been having a really difficult time deciding where I should travel to, and I finally feel like I have settled on a place I want to go. It's funny, I got readings from 2 different readers on should I go here, should I go here, and they were helpful, but I finally ended up just changing my mind to something else. So I have this new idea of where I want to go. I feel confident about it, but I wanted to just draw some cards to see if it would be in alignment, and just because I'm kind of curious what the cards and what my guides have to say about it. So that's what's going on here. If you're just here to watch, maybe this spread will resonate with you, but I did pull these cards for myself. So what is the current energy? You're gonna flip the cards over and you're gonna tap into the current energy in your life and kind of what's going on, and look at the different symbols and messages. Maybe you read the book or Google the cards if you need to, and write down some notes. For me, what I'm seeing here is there's this bear here, and it wants to leave the cave, and that's exactly how I feel right now. This card is making me smile. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I feel like I'm just like laughing right now because this is literally describing exactly how I feel, my current energy of just feeling kind of restless and wanting to get out and wanting some new opportunities and feeling ready to move on my new path. And this otter here symbolizes hesitancy, like me kind of hesitating, should I do this, should I not, going back and forth, changing my mind. And then we see this grief card. Oh my gosh, I feel so vulnerable right now showing you guys this. But yes, I think I have been experiencing some grief in my life because of some personal things that happened, and so that's something that has kind of been weighing me down a little bit. So that's my current energy, okay? So the next placement is the energy that's leaving your life, okay? So what energy like has been around you but is leaving your life now, okay? That's what this next placement is. So once again, we're picking up the cards, we're looking into them, taking deep breaths, maybe closing your eyes to see if you have any visions or just seeing any feelings or memories that are coming up as you look at the cards. If you need to Google, you need to read the book, that's fine. What I'm seeing here is, oh my gosh, this is the work card. This past 6 months for me has just been like grinding and working really hard on my channel and some of my other businesses. And yes, this is literally described the energy that's around me. And I'm kind of excited to see this leave my life because I would like to have more of a break and like have more fun. And even though I'm traveling the world right now, there's times where I do feel like I'm just working. And this next place I'm going to, I'm really thinking of it as more of like a vacation or more of a chance to really explore and enjoy the culture and a nice change. So it's nice to see this leaving my life. Fire. I kind of get this feeling like this is talking about heat. It's been really, really hot where I've been, and I hate hot weather. And I love the sunshine, I love the beach, I love the ocean and all that, but this fire energy for me, I just feel like it's leaving the heat behind and going somewhere where the weather is nice and it's gonna actually be a little bit cooler because the time of year I'm going. And this is also a message of being called to a new path. being called to go within. I've been going through a time of a lot of meditation and new beginnings. And so it's like this is the energy that's leaving my life, which is nice to see. So the next placement is what energy is coming into your life. So once again, when you feel ready to move on, you're going to flip over number 3 here, which is what energy is coming into your life. Oh my gosh, I love seeing this. Hope. Oh my gosh, yes, I could use that right now. And the Kingfisher card is talking about finding balance. The water here symbolizes emotions and the unconscious. And then we see the earth here, but this bird is like flying above it. It's like the energy of air, the energy of logic. It's just like an energy of balance, leaving difficult times behind. So I do kind of see this message for me of the energy that's coming in is hope and maybe feeling free and feeling like I'm on top of things and feeling like I have balance in my life. And so that is wonderful. I'm loving these messages. Just once again, if you feel like this is going too fast, just pause and take your time to write down your messages, okay? Now, the next card here, the next placement is what idea or decision are you contemplating? So these cards should kind of represent the idea or the decision that you're trying to make right now, or the situation, okay? So for me, this idea is to go somewhere where I feel lighter, somewhere where I feel, I don't know, I love this energy of light. This light energy, it's, just think about that feeling of when you look into the sun. That's kind of the vision I'm seeing right now. And you can't help but smile and feel the warmth of the sun on your face. And it's just bright and beautiful. Actually, the place I want to go, it's supposed to be really sunny most of the time, so I really like that. And then responsibility. For me, going to this new place is going to connect me with some people and some resources that is going to help me to be able to respond and move forward with some of the ideas I've had. And then we see this Injustice card, which for me, I think it's talking about abundance. Like, it's a positive message. I see it as that because I'm going to be able to use my abundance to be able to take me somewhere that I feel more comfortable and I feel like is in alignment for me. So I feel like this situation for me, this idea, this decision to travel to this specific place does have to do with alignment. Okay, so once again, if you need to use your book or write down messages or Google the answer, I did that a lot when I first started reading tarot. I would just pull a card and I'd be like, King of Cups, what does that mean? And I would just Google it. So that might be something you need to do. And don't worry if that's where you're at right now. Just use your intuition and write down whatever's jumping out at you. And in the end, you'll be able to kind of piece it all together. So the next placement, we're at the pros. So what are the positive aspects of making this decision or following through with this idea or taking this path? So what are the pros? What are the positive aspects? Okay, so for me, I see this blank card and I see this as starting over, like a fresh start, a fresh slate. And then it's nice to see this seer card. I feel like this energy of this new place might be really good for my business for these card readings. When I'm in a place where I feel really great and I feel confident and I feel in alignment, it's easier for me to get inspired to do these messages, to do these readings, to work on my channel, to work on my other businesses as well. I think environment is very important for me. I'm an Aquarius, so I always need to travel around. I get bored if I'm in one place for too long. And so for me, it just seems like a strong energy of feeling like a fresh slate, starting over. Also, this is following my intuition. Like, I felt guided to this specific place. I've actually had dreams about it. So this card has to do with dreams and the dream state and the 5D. I've had visions about it. I've been getting really weird synchronicities connected to this specific place. And so, yeah, I feel like this is the card that talks about spirituality and the unconscious and receiving messages and all that. And so seeing this card in this placement definitely makes me feel like it's the right path. Okay, so that's how I'm feeling, you know, and that's what's important when you're reading the cards, is to trust your feelings, to trust the way you feel when you see the cards. Ask yourself, how does this make me feel? What does this remind me of? What is this, like, what visions am I having? What kind of reaction am I having to seeing this card or seeing this image, you know? So next, these are the cons. So these are possible blockages or possible closed doors or possible downside to moving forward with this. Sometimes you won't, the cards here will be very positive. So there's like, there are no cons, but it's always good to discover the other side of something. So the cons, for me, seeing these cards, I think this is saying, like, I'm really comfortable where I'm at right now, which is true. The place I'm at really feels like home to me, and I have friends here. I love my apartment. It's so big and spacious and the perfect location in the city, and I just really am on a roll here. And I still technically have, like, more time I could stay in this country if I want to. So the con might be, like, I'm gonna have to get out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna have to, like, actually get all the things booked and start getting it all together, which is always a process, even though I've been through it many times traveling. Just booking the places, doing the things, and making sure I'm going to the right place can be kind of frustrating or annoying sometimes. So that's kind of a con, but to be honest, the cards here for me don't really seem that bad. Like, this says my angels are around me. I feel like this card connects to this over here, talking about there being guidance I've been receiving to go to this specific place, and then this is just go with the flow. Maybe the con is, like, I don't want to, as I prepare to go to this new place, I don't want to have any resistance. Like, sometimes when I make up my mind I want to do something, I'll just go really fast and I'll just go for it and I'll book the things and I'll do this, and like, and sometimes in that rush I forget, like, important details. Anyone else have ADHD? and forget details sometimes. So I think that this is saying, like, if I proceed forward, I need to just go with the flow. The cons are, like, I might go too fast, or I might, like, I have to get out of my comfort zone, or it's gonna take me a lot of focus to make this happen. So yeah. This next placement here is how to move forward. Okay, so your next card placement is how to move forward in this situation, how to move forward towards this idea, towards this dream you have, or towards making this decision. So I'm getting some reversals here. So sometimes reversals can talk about delays. For me in this situation, the endurance card is reversed. So I feel like this is telling me don't wait. Don't just expect this to just randomly happen. Like, I might need to actually pay attention to the details, plan the little aspects of it, make sure that I am investing in the right place to stay, the right environment, do my research. Sometimes when I travel, I'll just, like, randomly find a place on Airbnb and I'll just book it and I won't read the reviews, and then later I find out, oh, it's in a noisy neighborhood, or actually it's a studio apartment, not a 1-bedroom, or something like that. Or, oh, I didn't see how many meters square the apartment was, the pictures made it look so much bigger. Or it's actually in a crappy neighborhood, or the transportation sucks. Or, so I've made mistakes in the past along this traveling journey. which has led to me having to cancel places and rebook places. Same things with airplanes, like realizing it's a really crappy flight and they don't have any like good service on the plane, or it's like really cramped. And so, you know, I think when it comes to traveling in this situation, like for me, paying attention to the details and making sure that my trip is comfortable, that I have the most amazing space, even that I'm willing to invest a little extra. That's what I've realized traveling is, invest extra. Just if you're going to be living somewhere, for me, whenever I go somewhere, I stay for at least a month, if not 2 or 3 months. I do kind of the slow travel thing. I might take a weekend trip to like a nearby country or like a quick plane trip to another place to visit it. But I like to, since I'm long-term traveling, I like to go slowly and really soak in each country and make friends there, and even kind of lay down some roots if I want to come back. And so for me, it's important that I have a really nice space, and that I budget for that, and that like the flight is really nice, and that I have everything figured out, transportation booked, so that I'm not just wandering around with my suitcase trying to figure things out, you know? So that's totally what this card is saying. It's totally telling me, like, you know, it's time to really research and find out all the details and figure out which city or town you want to stay in, and like get all the months that you're going to be there booked before you go, and get the flight to and from, I have to actually figure out where I'm going to go next after this place, because a lot of times they want to see a return flight. If you're going to a certain country, they want to know, are you going to leave like you promised after your visa or whatever is up? So a lot of planning is going to have to go down here. This is also telling me to stay grounded. This is the card that's talking about staying grounded. And so I think sometimes I get really overwhelmed and I'll stay up super late at night looking at all these places to stay or what I want to do. And it's just telling me, like, work this into my routine and don't get overwhelmed. And then it also says trust and follow the signals. So I can say so far, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be traveling to this specific place. These cards look a lot better than some of the other places I've been looking into. I'm starting to feel pretty good this far in the reading. How about you guys? All right, let's go ahead and look at the next placement. This is, so we looked at how to move forward, and then this is like what to leave behind. So this is like what to let go of as you move forward on this journey. What do you need to let go of if you decide to make this decision, or if you decide to go on this path or follow through with this idea? I think this is always important, because sometimes in order to bring new energy in your life, you have to make room, you have to make energetic space. So for me, what do I need to leave behind? Oh my gosh, this is such a clear message. For me, it says release struggle. Release struggle. Release the idea that anything has to be a struggle. Oh my gosh. I was so funny. I was starting to feel a little overwhelmed as I was reading these cards, thinking of all the things I need to do to go on this path. But this says release the idea that if I take this path or if I make this decision, that it's going to be a struggle. Like, celebrate this path, be logical, dot my I's, cross my T's, handle all the details, but release the idea that it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a smooth transition. Also, I always have a lot of anxiety about flying on a plane. I usually end up not sleeping the night before and sometimes crying and like freaking out because I get really claustrophobic, and I don't know, does anyone else out there have a fear of flying? And then I get on the plane and I'm exhausted, then I end up in the place jet lagged, and it's just like this horrible combination. It's happened most of the times I travel, so I always get anxiety, like it's gonna happen again, I'm gonna freak out again, and I don't know. I have had some flights and some journeys that have been really pleasant, and you think because I fly so much that I wouldn't be nervous about it, but I am. So I think this is also telling me not to be afraid of the journey and not to be afraid of the change. That's something that traveling has really taught me, is not to be afraid of changes and not to be afraid of new environments, and to just throw myself into uncomfortable situations and figure it out. I love that thrill and that rush of being in a foreign country, not knowing the language, not knowing anything, and then having to figure it out. I've learned the basics of a couple different languages now. I've learned a lot of different cultures and traditions. I've learned how to get around foreign cities and read maps and do so many different things now. It's pretty cool, and it gives you that sense of independence. So yeah, this is telling me to release the struggle and think more about what I'm gaining from this adventure, from this experience, and what I have to gain from this new place. So yay. Okay, so the next card is advice. I like to see this as like advice from your higher self, general advice from the tarot. You could see it as advice from your spirit guides or advice from your deity. However you see it, this is just the advice. General advice about your situation here. So, the advice for me is just to like embrace my power as I move forward. Like, we all have the power to create whatever we want in our lives, to make decisions. This is reminding me to like choose my choice and to trust it and just trust in it. And I see this fulfillment card telling me that I will be fulfilled. This is gonna happen. It's gonna work out for me. I have a lot to gain from this situation. I also have a partner who's traveling with me who will help make sure I'm okay, and I feel like this is a good omen that the trip's gonna maybe be romantic or like fun or exciting for us. And I don't know, this makes me feel really happy. This is like really making me feel better. I love these cards here. So next we have the outcome. What is the outcome? Ooh, this is respect. And I got the openness card. So the next placement for you is like, what is the overall outcome gonna be? What's the possible outcome based off of your current energy or the information you've received here? Remember, you're in charge of the outcomes in your life through the choices you make, through the decisions you make, through your energy, through how you react to things, through your perception. This is just like best possible outcome. And it's really interesting to see this respect card here. I actually kind of want to open up my book and see what my book has to say about this. So even I use the book, you guys. 9 of Bows. I'm opening up my book. So if you don't know what a card means or you're stumped, that's okay. Just use some research. You know, that's what I did the first time I got these decks. I'd do spreads like this, but it would take me like an hour, and I would sit and I would write messages and I would write notes and I would like think about it, and I would, you know, just pay attention to my thoughts and my feelings. And you know, there is no wrong answer when it comes to tarot. Like, it's what it means to you. It can be very personal. Okay, so this in the book says, when nearing the heart of a sacred quest, motivation and integrity of human desires are challenged. There is no completion without overcoming the challenge. So this is talking about challenges. It's talking a lot about environment, having like respect for your environment. Like moving forward with a positive outlook. I think this is trying to tell me, like, I've been here, I've done this before. Like, I have a lot of experience now on this path with traveling, going to new places. Like, this has been multiple times now. I can't even remember how many countries I've been to in the past year. Actually, it's been a year and a couple months now. And so this is just telling me, like, just be open to where this path wants to lead me, be open to the timeline of this happening, be open to take this challenge and go to this new place. And so yeah, I think it's just saying be open. I kind of want to draw another clarifier from my Wildwood deck for my outcome, and you can do that if you still feel like you need more cards. You can always pull another one. Transformation, rest, celebration, opportunities. Looks like I'm in the green, you guys. Looks like I'm getting the green light to go ahead and do this. What do you guys think? So yeah, that's the spread. I hope that you guys enjoy. I hope that it helped you to kind of hear the messages I got about my situation. Maybe the messages I got resonate with you too if you were just kind of watching along for fun. Feel free to take anything that resonates with you. I also set an intention this would help anybody who watched it. And as far as the messages that you got, I would still take some time to think about it and to look at the spread as a whole, okay? So if you need to write this spread down, I did write it on a piece of paper. My handwriting's really bad, but you've got the current energy, the energy that's leaving, the energy that's coming in, the idea or decision that you're trying to make, the pros, the cons, how to move forward, what to leave behind, advice, and the outcome. And you can do the spread anytime that you want. Feel free to leave your results below if you want to write all the cards that you got and like a message about it as like a writing exercise, or just to kind of put the message out there to inspire anyone else. Go for it. But I do want to remind you guys, if anyone's like, oh, I got the King of Cups for this one, what does it mean? This is very personal to you, so I would research it and find out what it means for you. That's what the challenge is with these spread readings, is to find out what it means for you in your life. Challenge yourself, even if you're a brand new reader, to trust your intuition with these messages. And let me know if you guys think I should do this again. Maybe we can do one on love or on another topic. And yeah, I had so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for letting me share a little bit of my personal life with you, and I'll see you later. Peace out.